If your picking feels slow, tense, or noisy, there's a very high chance you're doing one thing wrong. And the frustrating part, most guitar players practice for years without realizing it. Let me show you something. And now watch this. Same lick, same tempo, completely different result, right? The main difference right here was picking depth. And fixing this can instantly unlock speed, control, and most importantly, clean playing. This is one of the most common issues I see inside my Guitar Academy on Patreon. Players think they need more practice time, better or just different exercises, or more discipline, but usually the real problem is much simpler. Your movement is still too big. Speed and clean technique on guitar is not mainly about how fast you move, it's much more about how little you move. Every time your pick goes deep into the string, your hand has to travel farther to escape it again. That extra distance costs a lot of time, and your brain has to control that movement precisely, hundreds of times per minute. Think about running. If every single step you take is huge and inefficient, you will get tired and slow very quickly. Fast players take small, efficient steps. Great picking works exactly the same way. So fast guitarists don't attack the strings harder, they often barely touch them. So here's very deep picking for you. When I'm picking like that, there's lots of resistance. And as you could hear, some extra string noise is also creeping in when I'm picking this hard. And once I add some string transitions in there, aside from all the noise, you can also see that tension starts to build immediately in the picking hand. I can feel it in my wrist and also in my forearm. Tension is never a good sign if you're trying to build clean, fast and effortless playing. So here's how minimal motion looks like. Tiny movement, as you can see, very, very relaxed. There's much less resistance coming from the string when I'm picking this way. You also get a much cleaner sound, especially when I move across more than one string. Notice how my picking hand is barely moving, but I'm playing very fast and very clean. That's where that additional control really kicks in when I reduce my picking movements to a distance of just a couple of millimeters after every single down and up stroke. And here's the important part with all of this. By the way, my friend, I just checked the analytics on this YouTube channel, and literally over 80% of you awesome people are not subscribed to my Guitar Academy channel yet, which means that you are missing a ton of really awesome, completely free play-along workouts, exercises, instructional videos, and hopefully motivational content that will make you a better guitar player completely for free. So click the subscribe button down below right now. That way you won't miss any free awesome content like this anymore. Now back to the video. As you could see and hear, this does not just improve speed, it also removes unwanted string noise and makes your playing feel truly effortless at any tempo. Now let's take it a step further and test this approach with a metronome. Alright, that didn't sound great. Now the same exercise with reduced picking depth. Yeah, that sounds much better. I think you can clearly hear the difference. Nothing really changed, except the size of my picking movements. This is why so many players hit speed plateaus. They're trying to go faster using inefficient mechanics like this. You simply can't out-practice ineffective motion. To help you as much as I can with achieving that level of economy of motion as fast as possible, here's a quick and simple exercise you can try right now. You just pick one note on your fretboard, let's say F sharp on the 2nd fret of the low E string, and you're alternating between different note values like 16th note triplets, and even some gallops, while you keep the picking movement as small as humanly possible. Think of it as dribbling a basketball. You're not doing this, you're moving it closer and closer to the floor until you just dribble with your hand like this. That's how your picking movement should feel like when you're training economy of motion like this. Check it out at a slow tempo. And here's what that looks like at double the tempo. Notice that my picking hand movements are not twice as big when I double the tempo. It's almost like the pick is hovering above the string. So your goal is not volume. Your goal when you practice this is efficiency. If you feel tension, your movement is probably still too big. Spend just 1 minute doing this every single day and you will immediately feel the difference. Now here's where most players get stuck, especially if they're self-taught. Understanding this concept is easy, but retraining your picking motion is extremely difficult. Your hands already build muscle memory from years and years of playing, so when you try to reduce motion, your brain keeps pulling you back into old and inefficient habits, and random practice actually just reinforces this problem that you're having. What you need is a structured progression that teaches your hands step by step how little movement is actually required. So this week I created a complete training system called the Minimal Motion Speed Builder. This is the exact practice framework I use with my students to permanently reduce picking depth and finally unlock clean, effortless speed. Inside the package you will get the best precision calibration drills, my favorite speed development workouts, noise control exercises, and step-by-step guided routines. Each exercise builds on the previous one, so your hands gradually learn efficient motion instead of just guessing. So this week's practice package focuses entirely on minimizing movement while increasing control. You'll start with the awareness drills like the exercise I showed you in this video, then integrate minimal motion into string changes later on as well, and finally apply it to real musical patterns. So instead of practicing randomly, you're following a clear system. You can get the full practice package completely for free if you're a student in my Guitar Academy. The Patreon link is down below. And right now, annual memberships are also heavily discounted until March 24th. So right now is the absolute best time to join. If you're serious about improving your technique and actually feeling progress week after week, this is where we do the deep work together. Link is in the description and in the first comment pinned down below. So remember, speed isn't about trying harder, it's about removing unnecessary movement. Move less, play more, and I'll see you inside the Patreon Academy.